Guys, it's AJ from the Nameless Nerds channel. I know, I'm not dead. Sorry I haven't been able to make the past few weeks for the videos because I've had some personal issues and medical issues. I've been sent to the hospital for a few things, and last week I was helping Jason move his stuff, so it was for a while, so I didn't bother making a video at that point. So I have a lot of catching up to do, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So first off, I guess I'm going to answer all the questions that are here today. So let me grab my handy dandy piece of paper that I wrote it all on. First off, question, what is the place or establishment that I would like to go to? You know what? I would like to go to Whiterun. Just all of Whiterun. And Dragon's Reach too. Like the whole city of Whiterun in Skyrim. That is by far my favorite city, and I would like to go see it, like just in real life. It would be awesome. What is the worst injury that I've done to myself? Well, if you can see right about here, I had cracked open my head when I was a little kid, and like blood splurted all everywhere. And it was the worst timing too, because my mother was due in a couple of days, so my dad had received the call and thought that my mother was in labor. And so when he rushed to the hospital, when he rushed to my house, he was just like, "Oh, what's wrong? Are you in labor?" And she's just like, "No." And it's like, AJ just had a head injury. It's like, oh, AJ just had a head injury. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, in comparison, it wasn't that bad, but it most likely is the worst injury I've ever done to myself, other than the fact that I have a back injury that I still suffer from today. And that one, I don't even know what happened, so it's hard to go into. So, what is my favorite piece of clothing? Well, if anybody knows me well enough, they'll know that I'm wearing it right now. You see me in Nameless Nerds videos all the time wearing this Hawaiian shirt. And I will always wear it because it's my favorite. But there are other Hawaiian shirts that I wear, so my favorite piece of clothing would definitely have to be my Hawaiian shirts. So, the next one is, which anime gives you the worst memories? Oh, that's a tough one. The one that gave me the worst memories would definitely have to be School Days. School Days. That's just a weird one. It's just like this guy eventually like devolves from an innocent guy who likes a girl to a guy who womanizes and eventually is murdered by the people who he cheats on. So yeah, that's one. And the next one is the saddest moment in video games. The saddest moment in video games for me, I'm sure Jason would have to tell you this too, but it definitely would be the bad ending of, well, both endings of the Infamous series. Both of them were heart-wrenching because, like, you played so well, and the way that they delivered it was so amazing, at least to me. And so, like, when you see the ending of Infamous 2, either one, once you see them, you'll understand why some people would be, like, sad. But definitely, by far, the saddest moment in video games, like, if I were to think truly, 100%, would be the ending of The Walking Dead Season 1. And it doesn't matter what happens, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. That is by far the saddest ending. It's the only video game so far to make me cry. Like, to actually just start crying. So, yeah, I believe that's it. Oh wait, no. There's also the question of my gamer name. Now, if anybody knows me, or plays video games with me, I hope that one day you will be able to play video games with me. My name is Dr. Terrible. That is Doctor, and the word terrible, but spelled with a U instead of an E. Right after the T. So, Dr. Terrible. So, that name came from when I started doing roleplay in writing. So online I would go to different sites and write stories all over the place about whatever I decided to write about that day, whether it was superheroes or whatever. Well, the name Doc came from superheroes. When I went to, it's a site called Superhero RPG. Look it up on Google. It's the first one that you will see, Superhero RPG. And in that one, I had made a character named Dr. Necrodium, and that character was by far my most prevalent character, and the one that made the most impact on the world. Thusly, everyone took the point of calling me Doc. So, from that point, they went with Doctor, Doc, anything that had the connotation of Doctor, they would use. And then Terrible came from another one where me and some of my friends started a little writing site called Terrible Planet. Now, that one didn't last very long, and, we dabbled in a bit, but eventually we stopped using it because we discovered Skype and stuff like that. But before then, we did it, and Terrible Planet, one day, someone had said the word terrible. And so, because of that, I took it and started just using it everywhere. So, from that point on, I was Dr. Terrible in pretty much everything. In YouTube, Skype, League of Legends, anything that had to require my username for any sort of gaming or media, I would use that, Dr. Terrible. So that's where that came from, if anyone was curious. And finally, on that one, since the last bit of catching up, I have to make a question. So my question of the week would be, for the Nameless Nerds, what is your favorite book? Now, it's not your favorite book series, not your favorite, manga or anime, your favorite book. If you haven't read a book, I don't know what to say, but this is for fans too. What is your favorite book? My favorite book would be this, Small Favors by Jim Butcher. I think the 10th book or so, somewhere around there, of the Harry Dresden series, the Dresden Files. And this is by far my favorite book because of all the things that happen in it. And Jim Butcher is a very good author. I think I've spoke praise about him before, but he's an amazing author. He's a bestseller too, so you know he's good. But yeah, his sort of fantasy and his take on supernatural makes it a very powerful book, and it is one of my favorite. It's my favorite ones of the most recent ones, but there are other books that also gave me visceral feelings, but not as much as this one. This one was number one. So that's that for questions and also my questions. So a little bit of catching up on what AJ is doing. I got sent to the hospital last week, and so yeah, I had to deal with that. When I was doing it, Jason, the other Nameless Nerds for Tuesday, he insisted that I go to the hospital because of my condition, so I had to go to the hospital. Also, I helped him move, despite the fact that the reason why I went to the hospital was because of pinched nerve. Now, by the end of the time that I had moved Jason's stuff, which was a lot, mind you, it was a lot, and well, not as much as I'm used to, but it was quite a bit of heavy lifting for me anyway. So I did it, and I ended up not being able to use my left arm, which is where a pinched nerve was, and the entire arm down, all the way to my fingers, could not be used. I wasn't even a tenth as strong as my right arm was at the point in time. So that was one. In addition, I had finished making statistics, a numeric statistic system for the Magic the Gathering roleplay module that I had made. Now, I still need to work in the kinks of classes and races, as well as generic skills, because there are a lot of them, if anyone's ever played the L5R roleplay system, and it's a lot. So, yeah, that's one. If you go to drturble.deviantart, look for Dr. Turble on DeviantArt, I put up two little art pieces from the Indigo project that I had gotten inspiration for, and I'm working on some others, and those are called The World's Greatest Lie and The Two Ways of Looking at Fear. Now, they're word they are word art, so I can't remember what that's called, typography or something like that. Either way, that's all I got for you today, and this is a long video because I'm trying to catch up. So I'm really sorry, guys, for whatever. If you have any more questions about anything like personal life or whatever, leave a comment in the description below and in the comments below. And from that point on, this is it. This is AJ from Nameless Nerds. Glad to be back, guys. Sorry for being gone so long, and I'll see you old nerds later. Bye.